It's a fresh story, come and see. With Olivia and Jenny, be who you need to be. Honest voices, safe and strong. Come as you are, you belong. So take a breath, let's begin. You're not alone, we're here again.
Hey, Weston, do you want to say welcome to the weekly wrap-up on the microphone?
Welcome to the weekly wrap-up
With who?
with Olivia's son, who's also the person speaking, Weston.
And who else is here? Who else is here?
And also Olivia
Yeah.
and Genevieve Dryson,
Hi.
who is my aunt.
Yes. Who is your aunt?
Who is
your aunt? Yes. Welcome to the weekly wrap-up. We have a very special guest today. I'm taking the microphone out so we can move it.
Oh, there you go. So you can pass it back and forth. So you can, there you go.
We have a very special guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself, special guest?
So I did already introduce myself a bit, but I'm Weston, the son of one of your hosts, Olivia.
Yes. The older son or the younger son?
The older son.
And why did I invite you on the podcast today?
I don't know.
Well, you were sitting and playing video games and we had to record, so I figured, why not? So on the weekly wrap-up, we like to talk about what we did in the week. So do you want to tell us anything that you did this week that was exciting?
I played video game. We went shopping and I got a bunch of glass potion bottles. So making potions because I like fantasy stuff.
Tell them the 3 ingredients of the potions that you...
So I learned this from the YouTube channel Wizardry Workshop.
Good shout out. Very nice.
Sponsored, but
they want to sponsor us, they're welcome to.
Yeah, I mean, legally, I would have to say if it was sponsored. It's not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
So I learned that, so you need water. Then you also need, rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol because it, makes it, swirly. And the most you could do was, half and half.
Okay.
For it. And then you also have to add a tiny bit of metallic acrylic paint. It has to be metallic and acrylic because that's how it gets swirly. And then just mix it together.
Yeah, by portion of burning maybe. I mean, to be fair, that sounds like a real potion. You wouldn't want to drink that.
Oh yeah, you would not. One of the potions, because I didn't have the alcohol, I added hand sanitizer as a substitute because that
sounds gloopy.
That has alcohol in it.
It does, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah.
There's plenty of hand sanitizer in that house too from COVID.
Also, thanks for inviting me on this podcast. I'm excited. My first time on a podcast.
Well, we're so happy to have you here,
Mom.
Well, you did a great job. You're doing a great job. A roundup of how your week was. Anything exciting? I got my hair cut. And I was very proud of myself because I went to Jonas Wolf, who is lovely, local to me. And I got my hair cut and he said, come back after you wash it so we can see how it curls up. And I've never taken a hairstylist. They always make that offer because the hairstylists are generally very generous and nice. And I've never taken somebody up on that. And I did. And I was so proud of myself. And he did a whole second half cut, basically, of my hair dry. And you can't really see it now, but I do have some really good tendrils. Yeah, tendrils going. So this is my favorite way to have something. It's you can pull it up, but you still have something in the front. So yeah. Is it boring?
No.
It is boring. Oh, you didn't tell Weston. The objective of this podcast is to be as boring as possible.
Well, I mean, we're proud of you, Nen.
Thanks, honey. Thanks, honey.
I call her Nen.
Oh wait, Colin's calling me. Hold on. Hold, please. No, you're okay. Don't worry about it. I'll call you back. We answer the calls on air because we think it's funny. We think it's funny, but I won't include that. Okay. what did we do this week?
Do
you tell me about your week? First real week of summer break. Wyatt did a little bit of camp-ish thing. We went shopping. We did a whole craft store tour, I would say, on Wednesday.
Did you just love the craft store so much? Yes, I really like doing like art and crafts and making potions.
Yeah,
I love a craft store. It's really fun. Yes.
Yeah. You know what they both love, which is something we both loved when we were kids, is the styrofoam heads. What would I mean, all the things I could do with a styrofoam head. So we just kind of, I don't know, it was like the first week of summer break is always weird, right? It's like a weird time. It was also, it was not sunny at all in New York until yesterday. It was pouring rain. Okay, did you say that you had questions? That you got questions? Let's pump up the volume on this podcast a little bit. Everybody get some energy up. So we asked some questions, and let me find them here. You missed Weston and I dancing, by the way. Oh, we'll do dancing, don't worry. There's always dancing on this podcast. Well, first of all, somebody just said, divorce is hard, just thank you for helping people. Oh, well, that's nice. I appreciate it. Somebody said, what did you hope would happen this week but didn't?
So I'm gonna wait a bit.
No, you can tell me. Tell me what happened this week that you wish would have happened but it didn't.
Okay, so Wyatt was supposed to go to camp for this entire week.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy that I would have time without him because flowers. And like he for some reason neither Wednesday or Thursday he went to the camp.
He was tired, right?
So I wish I had more time without him, but I know I have the whole summer, so.
Yeah, it's hard. I understand. Mommy wishes she had more time without me, so she sent me to Scotland. Yeah.
Do you remember your answer?
Do I remember my answer? Was something like PR. Well, we have a lot of pieces waiting to go live. I was supposed to do a big magazine interview this week, and the woman had to move it, which is fine. Totally fine. Yeah. But I was just, like, looking forward to that. So what about you, Johnny? I mean, we have a goal for how many new experts to onboard this month, and we're close. We're about 60% of the way there. So I would like to thank you, Weston. I'd like to close that gap. I think we will. I think we will. But that would have been nice to do it in this week, but it's fine. Okay. We have a reset and refocus virtual mini retreat happening next week too. We just sold a couple of tickets for that. So that's great. We both kind of forgot it was happening, so we hadn't really promoted it. We're hitting the ground running with promotions right now. If you're interested in that, that is up on our website. That is in our events section of our website if you want to go buy a ticket to that. 2-hour mini virtual retreat. Olivia and I sort of we did a version that was 3 days. Yeah. But it was like only 2 hours a day. This is a cheaper ticket, and it is only 2 hours. We did a trial of it together, and we loved it. We loved doing that. It was just it's like a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of goal setting, to-do listing, things like that. A little bit of dancing. Yeah. What was a great surprise this week? Oh, I was in my first roundup, like my first Instagram roundup. Yeah. Like a Woody's roundup, when I hear roundup, I think of the pest, the controller too. I don't know why. Jenny got some good publicity this week. You were in the Daily Mail. Yeah. Talking about etiquette, and you were in, Katie, what's her name? Katie's roundup, one of the Katies. Yeah, yeah. And that was a surprise. Obviously, I didn't know about that. Somebody sent it to me, which was really kind. It was a post that had gone pretty viral that I had written when Olivia and I were frustrated with how nasty people were being on the internet. Listen to us quickly wrap up about that. We vented about that last week. Yeah, yeah. So it just kind of took off, but that was my first roundup. So that was exciting. That was a bit of a surprise. What did surprise you?
Yeah, we were impressed with you, Nan.
Thanks, honey bunny. You have a surprise for this week?
The storm came.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
I was expecting it to be sunny because it was supposed to be really hot this week.
Mm-hmm.
But then a giant rainstorm came.
What are you going to do?
But
not ideal. Mine was something really random, which is that Wyatt had been wanting to play with our dollhouse furniture from when we were little because he's building a soldier bunker of my old dollhouse. I took out our big bin of dollhouse furniture that our grandmother loved dollhouse furniture and she used to collect it. and some of it is very expensive, very fine furniture. And so I said to Jenny, like, maybe I'll make a shadow box, something, to build this. And you had said to me, like, there's this thing called, like, that you can build little shadow boxes that can be like bookends. Or like
Well, I
go
was
in,
thinking of the shadow boxes that are like meant to go in bookshelves, so they're kind
in
of shaped like
bookshelves.
books.
And
Yeah.
then they had them and Michael's. And so I got 2, but I'm gonna open them up and paint them white first, I think.
Yeah,
And then
that's a good idea.
and then we went to a store, which I'm not gonna name the name of, and they had dollhouse wallpaper and dollhouse flooring for like $4. It was crazy. So I'm really
I
excited.
didn't want to ask you this in the moment because I didn't want to ruin your time. What is dollhouse wallpaper if not just paper with adhesive on the back?
No, because it's like it's scaled. Like the print
Right.
is scaled.
But you could also get paper that was like scaled.
I know, but it looks like
It looks like wallpaper.
Looks
Okay.
like wallpaper.
Sorry. See, yeah,
You
that's
can
why I
figure
was
it
careful.
Mhm.
No, I'm just wondering, like, it's like a
But it has adhesive on the back. I think
the joke's on you. You have to attach your own wallpaper glue. Hey, she's back with the wallpaper.
Okay, I will show
Oh,
you.
cute. It comes in a little roll.
Yeah, so it's like all these different little prints.
Oh, so it's all different ones.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is
I'm
like
excited.
$5, yeah.
Add the wallpaper before you build the thing.
I'm going to. First I'm gonna paint it all white, and then I'm going to do the wallpaper and the flooring, and then put it all together.
You have like a good glue to attach that with?
I got Mod Podge, but I didn't
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But I think you can actually just it pops together, like the thing.
No, I meant the floor, like the wallpaper, yeah.
Mod Podge, yeah, and I
Got
even
it.
did foam
Got it.
brushes.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I was doing that. So that was my thing.
Mhm. What was more questions?
Last question is our favorite rom-com. Do you have a
Oh,
favorite
that's a
romantic
good
comedy?
question. Dad was just telling me he just watched 2 Weeks Notice for the first time. He was like, "I really liked it." Hugh Grant and Sandra Bullock, yeah. And then I was like, what was like the proposal's the one with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds? And he was like, yeah. And I didn't. It's weird how we both knew that, Dad and I.
No, that movie has no romance in it.
I find Sandra Bullock to be a difficult romantic lead.
She is.
Not in Practical Magic. She
No,
kills
it
it in
depends
that.
who she's with. It depends.
I think it's just the chemistry issue.
Mhm.
You know, my favorite romantic comedy. Oh, that's so hard. What it gets into a question of what do we consider a romantic comedy? Clueless.
Okay, I wouldn't call it a romantic comedy. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's a romantic comedy.
Okay, that's fine.
I think it's hysterical when girls get involved with their stepbrothers. I think like Heartburn, is that a romantic comedy?
No, I think it's
No.
drama.
I think I love When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, When Harry Met
Classic.
Sally's on mine too.
Oh, music and lyrics.
Music and lyrics is also on my list. Yep,
The Wedding Singer.
it's also
I know
on
the wedding singer's like your number one.
my number one.
What else? I haven't like watched basically any romantic comedies.
Okay.
But so like I know that How I Met Your Mother is technically a sitcom. Yep. It also feels like a rom-com at some points. Yeah, it does. So I would say if I could, How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Even though it's not technically one, but yeah.
Let's look up a list of romantic comedies. We'll accept that.
By the way, Clueless comes up.
Okay, sorry.
I don't think The Good Place is a romantic comedy, though.
No.
No.
Not at all.
No. I never connected with Something's Gotta Give or How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
I like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Never connected with it. You do. We love The Wedding Planner, yeah. So it sounds like any movie that's title is The Wedding. You love. You like, what's the one?
The Wedding Planner.
That's true. It's true. What about Return to Me? You love that one.
I do. I haven't watched David Duchovny and what's her name?
Yeah. 10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You is great.
That's one of my favorites.
She's All That. It's my favorite.
Yeah. We love a teen movie. We were raised on those.
So speaking of movies, Jenny, do you want to give a little shout out to Dara and remind people?
For Dara. We've been so excited to be working on this movie, California Scenario, with James Takata and Dara Resnick. And the movie is in post-production right now. They're looking to raise money through this competition on Seed and Spark. All they need for us to do, us being the people who are listening, is go follow the Seed and Spark. We will have a link in the show notes, and you just have to click on it. You have to sign in and follow. No money needed. All they need is 350 followers. I think they're about at 240, so we need about 110 more followers to be able to be in this competition. That's all they need. They're raising a little bit more money. I think they've raised about $25,000 so far already.
out of about $45,000. They're doing great. It is a beautiful movie. It's just a story about divorce and family secrets. And also, those who do not learn from history are condemned to repeat it. It talks a lot about the internment camps during World War II and the Holocaust and what that does to the emotional genetics of a family and probably the factual genetics too, but the emotional genetics of a family. So it is a beautiful movie about trauma and grief and love and hope. And I've seen it. I've watched it. It's great. And I really would love for it to go to a wider audience because I think it is a very necessary movie for people to watch. So if you have a minute and you have an email address or 10, go make accounts on Seed and Spark and just follow the movie. That's all you need to do.
Amazing. Thank you. And then what is your weekly wisdom for this week?
I'm really into a whimsy phase right now. Like the world needs more whimsy. And I think that whimsy can coexist with a lot of seriousness too and gravity and the gravitas of life. But if you can add a little bit of whimsy into your everyday, go for it. Because you know what? I've been doing a lot of thinking about this idea of we weren't taught how to pursue happiness. We were just taught to pursue it. And what is happiness and how do you find it and how do you create moments of joy? And so I'm sort of doing a lot of thinking about how do you create moments of joy? What does that mean? And how do you create a life of joy? And how do you find things that make you happy? It's very easy for me. I have a nephew that makes ridiculous faces and that helps a lot. But, how do you find things that make you happy? And I think whimsy is something personally that makes me happy. I took the schedule for the pool and I made a little watercolor painting and then I sewed it. So it's it looks like a pool with lap lanes. And that's my schedule. Why not? It's something that I have to own, right? It's a schedule for the pool. May as well enjoy it. May as well think it's cute. So
yeah.
What's your wisdom for the week, Weston?
Can you say your wisdom?
Yeah, sure.
What's your wisdom for the week, Olivia?
Well, I have 2 wisdoms. I'm going to go with 2 wisdoms today. So I was dropping Wyatt off today camp, and he really wanted me to drive him and not Grandpa. And I respected that. My kids come first, but I did have a podcast at 10 o'clock that I had to be back for. And the clock was slowly ticking and ticking and ticking. And it takes 20 minutes to get there and 20 minutes to get back. We were going there, and I was complaining about the traffic. And I was I have to get back in time, whatever. And he was like, does the person interviewing you have kids? And I said, yeah. And he's like, then they'll understand. And I was like, no, you're right. And then he was like, it's just a podcast. You can always reschedule it. And I was like, no, you're totally right. And it was this,
he's the bro version of a tiny prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
Weston goes, yeah.
a little.
It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
And thinking about how often we're so conscious of canceling or being late and we're so, whenever it happens, we're great, we can get a cup of coffee. We're so happy.
Yeah, she was fine. And shout out to Liz on Biz podcast, which was a fantastic conversation. And she also has a 6-year-old son, so she understood. And my second wisdom is while I was driving, I was thinking about Vivi, our friend Vivi. Shout out to Vivi.
Vivi today, she goes, did you actually mention me or are you just in the habit of tagging me? I said, no, we really do mention you every week.
And I was thinking about her. She lives in a place that is having a tough week with global stuff. And, I was just thinking about online friends and how you cultivate these friendships with people that mean so much to you. And we've watched her go from
she's totally changed her lifestyle and in the most beautiful way. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you how the rabbit hole of how I got to where I was going from. Yeah. And so I was thinking about her in particular. And I was thinking about, this goes from very deep to very shallow. And I was thinking about how
we're going from the deep end all the way to the baby pool.
She has unmasked and unraveled and everything, and has come into her own so much and found a partner that she adores, and he is so cute. And I wanted to say that it's so important for people who are single like me to have people like you. I use you as an example all the time, Jenny, and like Vivi, who never thought she would fall in love again. Never thought she'd have somebody that she was comfortable around again, and who's adorable and who adores her, and she does. And it's so important to see that is possible out there.
Yeah, it feels impossible, and especially when you're in a sort of whatever it is, loveless or emotionally abusive or just kind of over a relationship. It's hard to imagine. I mean, I was just thinking about this, like when I moved into my place that I lived in by myself, I had only room for a double bed. And I thought to myself, like, well, whoever sleeps with me in this bed is going to have to like want to hold me and be close to me. And that was crazy to me at the time because the person I'd been with wasn't really interested in snuggling with me. And now we have a double bed here. And while I wish the bed was bigger, he does want to be close to me. Be nice if the bed was bigger though. But he does want to be close to me. And it's hard to imagine when you're in it or immediately after. Yeah.
I actually did a psychic reading this week, which was on a podcast that will be out soon.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to share that. And my question for them was about my future love life, and it was a really interesting, beautiful.
Weston, do that again on Mom. That was very cute.
And
we
now
also recorded a really great podcast with Marilyn Jenkins about fresh starts, which I'm very excited for. I thought that was a wonderful interview. She was lovely. She does marketing support for lawyers. That's her business.
Yeah.
So I look forward to having that one come out too.
Yeah, and if you scroll down one episode, or scroll up, whatever it is, the last one we just released yesterday of A Fresh Story is with Lori Lyons, who is quite a woman. She is amazing. She's a really famous sports writer, stepmom, adoptive mom, caretaker, and it was such a great episode about how she made her daughter's godmother her husband's ex-wife.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful episode. And I had multiple friends text me last night and they were like, I just listened to this. Lori's amazing. And
she's amazing. We had such a fun time with her.
Such a fun time with her. She sent me pictures of the wedding. I have to show you.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to tell you just now, I can smell dinner being, usually we record this at 9 a.m. your time, 2 p.m. my time. We're recording this it is 1:45 your time, 6:45 my time, which means dinner.
Yeah.
Dinner is happening. I can smell it. And it smells, we're having chicken sandwiches and roasted fries.
Once we hear Weston's Weekly Wisdom, I'm going to walk on my treadmill and edit this podcast. But first, we need to close out the show with Weston's Weekly Wisdom.
Okay.
WWW.
So I thought of it. So it's going to sound very generic. So like this week I was thinking like I had a lot of time to do stuff, but I didn't do a lot of stuff. And I was thinking like, yeah, people say that like life's short and to do stuff, but also you don't like living your life doesn't mean you do have to do stuff. Sometimes you have to relax and sometimes you have to take a break. And when you have free time, you should enjoy it and do what you want instead of forcing yourself to do something. So
that's not generic advice at all. That's wonderful advice that I'm going to make Thomas listen to because he also needs to hear that advice. Mm-hmm. Rest is really important. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that you realized that this week.
You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
What am I going to say?
Let's say a word.
One.
Rest is best. Rest is best.
I've never heard you sing this song before.
Tiger. Yeah. Wyatt was obsessed with Daniel Tiger.
I know, but I don't know that song. I thought you were going to say when we rest, we receive.
Yeah, I know that too. When we rest, we receive. Well, we don't have an air conditioner on, so we're sweating our butts off.
Yeah, you guys go. I'm going to go eat a chicken sandwich. I'm very excited about that.
So remember to go follow California Scenario, go follow Fresh Starts Registry, go follow Olivia Howell, go follow Genevieve. And most importantly,
next week, we forgot about this, but next week we can talk about Una's book.
We're going to talk about Una's book. We have a lot of good things coming up with a lot of our experts. Remember to stay fresh. You can always find us, send us a DM, let us know what you think, and let us know what your weekly wisdom was this week.
It's a fresh story, come and see. With Olivia and Jenny, be who you need to be. Honest voices, safe and strong. Come as you are, you belong. So take a breath, let's begin. You're not alone, we're here again. here again.